Hello everyone, it's Lorelei. Welcome back to Umineko. I hope you had a good week. Today we're gonna try and finish up episode 1 of Umineko since it's apparently nearing its end. And the last time we left off, Natsuhi singled out 4 people who could have left the letter in a room. Well, without further ado, let's just get right into today's episode. Aunt Natsuhi didn't tell them to leave with her own words. But with wordless pressure, she was inducing them to say that themselves. So, if Dr. Nanjo hadn't said those words, this cold silence would surely have continued forever.
落ち着きなさい、夏日さん。だが気持ちはよくわかる。わしだって今朝からの異常な事件続きで頭がどうかなってしまいそうだ。だからわしらを疑いたい気持ちもよくわかる。
もし本当に南條先生が無関係なら、私は無礼極まりないことをしているのだと思います。ですが、今だけは分かってください。
Wait.
わかった。わしらは部屋を出ましょう。どうですかな、源氏さん。客間に戻ってチェスの続きといきませんかな。
If he really had nothing to do with this, then he's being really selfless, or he doesn't think that the murders were carried out by any of the 4 that Natsuhi has singled out.
それをお望みでしたら、ぜひ。
私は嫌ですよ。だって、この中に狼がいると分かってて部屋から追い出されてしまうんですよ。嫌ですよ、奥様。どうかお許しください。
What Kumasawa-san was trying to say made total sense. If she was innocent, then she was being ejected into dangerous territory along with the culprit. In the current situation, pressing her to leave this room along with the suspects was almost exactly the same as letting her get killed. Yeah. However, Kumasawa-san really was suspicious just for being the first one to discover that Ken-kun had been murdered. At that time, everyone except Kumasawa-san had an alibi. As long as the use of some trick or the existence of some 19th person could not be established, Kumasawa-san was one of the most likely suspects by far. I didn't want to believe it. However, Aunt Natsuhi and the rest of us were in such a difficult situation that we couldn't help doubting any of them, Kumasawa-san included. So we didn't say anything to stop Aunt Natsuhi from trying to oppressively chase them from the room. We had stopped her from shooting, but when it came to exiling them from the room, we were passively agreeing. Maria spoke to the still fretful Kumasawa-san.
大丈夫だよ。ベアトリーチェは敬う人には優しいから。熊沢さんはベアトリーチェがいるって信じてるもん。だからきっと大丈夫だよ。
I don't think so. Didn't Canon believe in Beatrice and then still died? Although, yeah, it's true that at the end he was cursing at her, I guess.
マリアは客間でテレビを見るよ。一緒に見ようよ。ここ、テレビがなくてつまんないもん。
It looked like Kumasawa found Maria's roguish laugh very frightening. However, the 3 other people had agreed to leave the room. Kumasawa couldn't fight the flow and had to agree, crying as she left the room.
それでは夏日さん、今夜はこれで。また明日お会いしましょう。
That's so ominous.
今夜だけは、警察が来たら全員に今夜のこの無礼を必ず謝罪しますから。チェスもよろしいでしょうか。できたら安全なところに。源氏、頼みます。
かしこまりました。
The laugh just isn't the same anymore.
仕方ありませんね。小連れの熊が一番恐ろしいと言いますから。
源氏も熊沢も 本当に申し訳ありません。また明日お会いしましょう。マリアちゃんも冷たいおばさんをどうか許して。
マリアは許す。
奥様、この部屋の鍵です。2本すべてをお預けします。
Genji-san pulled the two golden keys from his pocket and handed them to Aunt Natsuhi.
それから私が持っているお屋敷内の鍵束もお預けいたします。
He took out a bundle of about 10 keys of various shapes and handed it over. To the servants, those keys were probably proof of their position. Being placed in charge of those keys meant that they were trusted, relied upon. Being forced to return them meant that they had lost that trust. Thinking about it this way, there could have been no greater humiliation for Genji-san, who had served here for all these years. However, his usual indifferent expression remained on his face.
源氏、私はお前を、お父様がお亡くなりになったら、長年の苦労をねぎらって退職を許すつもりでいました。なのに、このような仕打ちを、私は心より恥じます。
私は親方様より今日までの日々はそれに対するご恩返しの日々であっただけです。どうかお気にやまれませんよ。
それでは参りますかな、皆さん。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。バトラもおやすみ。
It's so ominous. Why did she call up Battler like that?
マリア、ちょっと待て。
Guilt made me call Maria back. I groped around in my pocket and took out that scorpion key holder.
これ、魔除けなんだろ。身につけとけ。
So he did have it. I thought he said he lost it.
バトラ、確か落としてなくしたって。
あんときゃ、なんか尺になって、なくしたとかホラ吹いただけだ。お前の大切なお守りを、なくすわけねえだろ。
That's sweet. Maria silently took the charm. I was unable to say anything after that.
それでは皆様、おやすみなさいませ。
Unable to respond, we watched them leave, our expressions completely tired out. And until the door closed and we heard the auto lock, we were unable to even draw our next breath. Then, when I was finally allowed to take a breath, I noticed that Beatrice's letter, which I had been gripping the whole time, and which was soaked with my sweat, actually had 2 sheets. The paper had been tightly stuck together, so I had mistakenly thought that there were only 1. There was nothing written on the second sheet. The thing drawn there was a magic circle, written with an ink like blood. Just like how every magic circle up until then had been different, this magic circle was one that I had never laid eyes upon. Inside the circle, a large triangle and a small triangle were fit together in a simple design. But just as before, there was writing in Hebrew, and it seemed clear that it held some kind of meaning. I wanted to know what that could be, but we had just chased Maria, the only person who could understand the meaning of magic circles, out of the room. I thought of the magic circles as a second set of messages from Beatrice. What does this one mean? Damn it! We've chased out all the suspicious people. Now all we have to do is stay barricaded here until morning, and then... will everything be over? Once the typhoon passed, when the seagulls cry, will everything be resolved? But a letter that had unexpectedly appeared in the study had rejected that naivety. It had made it very clear that if time ran out, it would mean victory for the witch. When time runs out, is the witch planning to take on the offensive? Is she, finally, planning to display some fearful magical power, maybe something that could have been used to kill 6 adults at once? Wait, when is time supposed to run out? I don't know anything.
これでもう安全です。もう絶対に。
Natsuhi looks so worn out and tired. I feel so bad for all of them having to be put in this situation. Even as she said that, Aunt Natsuhi couldn't stop gripping that rifle. There was no release in the tension of her expression. Of course, none of us felt like breathing a sigh of relief yet. At least, not until we could hear the cries of the seagulls once more. Oh, no! Holy shit! I guess the big clock means that we're getting closer and closer to the final hour? That clock was really a jump scare, that's what I will say. After we chased them out, nobody said another word. We had exiled all of the suspicious ones. Even though we had known that there might be some innocents among them, we had exiled them all the same. This is definitely an ethical dilemma being put in place, where you decide to exile all the people or punish everyone equally, even if there is a chance that none of them are guilty at all. There's definitely themes of oppression and differences between the majority, well, even though they're not really a majority, but Natsuhi has a rifle, so she is the one with the most power right now. And so there are definitely themes of that oppression going on throughout this episode and the last episode as well, which I didn't manage to cover, but it's a theme that I'm seeing. We had chased them out of this paradise, where people didn't have to doubt each other. However, our motive for chasing them out had been suspicion of our fellow men, the worst kind of crime for a human. If we had been able to accept the existence of a 19th person, of the witch, then we all might still be talking face to face, trusting in each other. In that instant, we had agreed to chase out all of the suspicious people. But had that been the right thing to do? During this endless silence, we could do nothing but be quietly tormented by that sin. Aunt Natsuhi was facing the door, seated all the way back in her sofa, not letting go of her rifle for even an instant. She would probably spend a night staring at the door without a wink of sleep. George Haniki was gazing through a gap in the closed curtains by the window, looking down at the courtyard and the mansion that surrounded it. Whether he was checking to see if any suspicious shadows would become visible through the window, or whether he was engaged in some deep internal conversation, I couldn't tell. Jessica was sitting at an angle on the sofa next to Aunt Natsuhi's, with a dead expression on her face. And every once in a while, as though she'd just remembered something, she would take out the inhaler that she had used during her asthma attack and stick it in her mouth. I just heard it from Aniki, but apparently, Jessica liked Kennen-kun. That would explain her reaction too. It seemed that it was such a vague thing that she hadn't realized it herself. You know, it's the kind of thing that other people tend to spot before the person in question realizes it. In that case, she might have first learned of her feelings when the person she liked died. Oh no, guys. This brings tears to my eyes. It was truly pitiful and sad. Come to think of it, Ken-kun had been the one to hand her that inhaler. Maybe she was remembering that. Oh no. You know, being pushed into this kind of high anxiety, high fear situation really brings out the true feelings in people and definitely makes them act in a way that you would say is more true to themselves. I was remembering something, but I kind of forgot. Oh yes, here's the thing. They had chased them all out, the 4 guilty, suspicious people out of this safe haven. But I wonder how it will rest on your souls if, let's say, one of them outside is truly a killer and they die. It would definitely haunt them for the rest of your lives. If that really happened. But that really comes with the choice that they had made in that spur of the moment. As for me, I was fishing around grandfather's study, thinking I'd research the meaning of the magic circle on the second sheet of that letter. That's a good idea. Even though we were shut up here in a defensive position, my rebellious nature made me want to keep up the offense, find some key to all of this. We have plenty of time until tomorrow morning anyway. No matter what I do with that time, no one can find fault with it. No one else showed that much interest in this magic circle. Its meaning was unknown, and once we understood it, we were sure to find some message that would cause us unnecessary anguish. I also agreed about this. However, I still couldn't let it go, so I killed time pretending to research it.
熱心だね。何か手がかりになるようなことは見つけられたかい？
さっぱりさ。そもそも日本語で書かれた本を探すことからして骨だぜ。じいさまは一体何カ国語を読めたってんだ。大したもんだぜ。
バトラ君は眠くないの？誰かが起きていてくれてるうちに休んだ方がいいよ。夏日おばさんは寝ず番をしてくれると言ってるけど、体が持つわけない。ローテーションで休んだ方がいいよ。
じゃあ兄貴が先に休めよ。俺は眠気が来るまでちょいと調べ物をしてるさ。
I don't think anyone can sleep in this situation.
さっきの魔法陣？
まあな。どうせ時間は腐るほどあるさ。ベアトリーチェ様がどういうメッセージを込めやがったのか。
よせよ。そういうのやってると妙なのに取りつかれちまうぜ。
安心しろよ。俺はマリアにお墨付きをもらってるぜ。俺には霊的才能は活気しなんだとよ。
マリアのこと邪険にしすぎたかな。
ジェシカ、今はそれを考えてはなりません。
でも母さん、もしもマリアが無関係で犯人が他にいたなら、犯人は襲いやすい相手を狙うに決まってる。それで殺されたなら、私たちは見殺しにしたことになるよ。
The gloomy silence settled once again. It looked like Jessica regretted that she let her emotions take hold of her and snapped at Maria. She was always like that. Always acted tough, went too far, and regretted it later.
気持ちはわかりますが、マリアは犯人と接触し、こともあろうか、その肩を持つように煙に巻く発言を繰り返しています。私は、この部屋から追い出せて、せいせいしています。
夏日おばさんって結構きついっすね。9歳の女の子のザレ言かもしれないじゃないっすか。
Even I thought I was being brazen saying that. I myself had thought Maria was creepy on several occasions today and had doubted her true nature. And when Maria had been chased out of this room, I couldn't deny that I'd felt some relief.
もしそうだったなら、明日謝罪します。 彼らをこの部屋から追い出したのは全て私の責任です。だから、あなたたちが気に病むことはないのです。
I could feel the tragic determination in Aunt Natsuhi's words. To protect her own daughter, she would resolutely chase out the suspicious ones. And if, as a result, she had left to die those people who had the misfortune to be suspected, so be it. She was prepared to take full responsibility.
なんでマリアってあんなことばかり言うんだよ。自分で自分の首を絞めてるぜ。
もともとマリアちゃんが魔女や魔法に傾倒するようになったのは、僕はローザおばさんのせいじゃないかと思ってる。
お？
ローザおばさんのせい？何がどう関係してるってんだよ。
バトラ君だって気づいてるんじゃないかい。マリアちゃんの本当の父親は随分昔に蒸発してるんだ。おばさんはそれを海外出張とか言ってごまかしているけどね。
Oh.
後宮家では、ローザさんたちに関わる話はタブーとされているところがあります。
おばさんは再婚だって考えたと思うよ。でも、マリアちゃんの存在が枷になって、非常に難しかったんじゃないかと思うんだ。だっておばさんは時折、ものすごく感情的にマリアちゃんに当たっていたから。
それについては同感だぜ。ローザおばさんは、マリアを好きになろうと努力してるように見えた。ってことはつまり、好きじゃないってことなんだよな。再婚の妨げになっているマリアに、思うところがあったんだろうよ。
This would explain why she was so violent with Maria. Definitely not just some emotional breakdown. Not just someone who couldn't control their emotions. I mean, there was that too, but, you know, that something Krauss said in the beginning, which was that Rosa was still very much immature, definitely stands out, all the more now, given how she treats Maria and how she can't even control her own emotions and think maturely. Like, how old is she already? I don't know, but she is an adult, and I think she should behave like an adult. There's really no excuse for taking your anger out on your child like that.
母親の感情的な拒絶が、きっと彼女の幼い心に深い傷を残したと思うんだ。
This is what I'm saying. That the impact of a parent is really extremely important in a child. I think it's because this is something I'm very passionate about. But yes, parents are really the foundation, the anchor for the child. And if you don't have a good childhood, or at least if you don't have parents who are there to support you, to love you, and instead have parents that neglect you or push you away, you do leave scars on the young heart. Children will remember that, and that could inadvertently shape their path growing up. Of course, not for everyone, but definitely possible.
そして、どこかでオカルト趣味と出会い、心の隙間を埋めるように没頭していく。知ってるかい？マリアちゃんにとって魔女のイメージは決してネガティブなものじゃないんだよ。ほら、昨日海岸でマリアちゃんのノートを見せてもらわなかったかい？
ああ、なんだか楽しそうな落書きでいっぱいだったぜ。
Yesterday, when we had doubted the witch down by the beach, Maria had gotten all riled up and started explaining about witches. And not one of the pages had shown a picture of an ugly witch. They were all brightly colored, beautiful, cute witches who looked like they were having fun. There was absolutely nothing sinister about them, like a boy might have imagined. They were beings adorned with beautiful dresses who could grant anyone's dreams with their mysterious magic and who made everyone happy. The sorrow of not being loved by her mother. Had Maria sought salvation from the witches as beings who could save her from that sorrow and make her happy? Someday a witch would come and using her wonderful magic would bring Maria happiness. No, this is making me sad too. Even though she believed that as she grew older, she had to face reality as her fleeting dreams were sliced to ribbons one by one. If, in front of a girl like that, something claiming to be the witch of Rokkenjima appeared and whispered that she would take Maria to the Golden Land where Maria could be happy.
僕は今頃になって胸中を告白するよ。マリアちゃんを、いや、源氏さんたちを追い出したのは多分いけないことだったんじゃないかな。
気まずくはあるぜ。
Since Jessica had been the one to face them and slam them with words of rejection, her conscience must be tormenting her a lot right now.
なら、皆さんはあの手紙をどう説明するのですか？私の後ろにいた4人以外の誰にも置くことはできなかった。それは私がこの目ではっきり確認しています。あの4人が潔白だというなら、どうやってこの密室の8人もの人間がいる中で手紙を置けたというのですか？
そうなんだよ。その話が始まっちまうと、確かに4人は怪しいってことになっちまう。だが、全然ダメなんだ。ああ、全然ダメだぜ。
ダメって何がだい？
ああ、もう今さら何の役にも立たないかもしれねえが、またチェス盤をひっくり返させてくれ。つまり、あの4人が本当に犯人だってんならよ、おかしいんだよ。
そうだぜ。あんなテーブルの上に堂々と置いたら、この中に犯人がいますよと告白するようなもんじゃねえか。そうだよ。おかしい。やるなら、例えば扉の隙間に置いて廊下側から差し込まれたように見せかけるとか。そうだよ。部屋の外に犯人がいるように見せかけなきゃ自分が疑われてしまうことが分かってたはず。
ああ、そういうことなんだ。あの4人の中に犯人がいたとして、テーブルのど真ん中に手紙をポンと置くことはリスクばかりで何の意味もないんだ。だが、どうやってそこに手紙を置いたかのトリックは置いといて、あの4人以外の誰か、すなわちこの部屋の外に犯人がいたと仮定したとき、あの手紙には大きな意味が生まれる。
よしなさい、バトラ君。今さら些細な問題です。
Natsuhi quickly guessed what I was getting at. No, maybe she had thought of it long before I had, and had simply held her tongue.
この部屋の外に犯人がいて、俺たちが外からは手出しをできない密室に立てこもっちまったらお手上げだ。ああ、そうだよ。この部屋からじいさまがいなくなったって話の時、俺が披露した説じゃねえか。じいさまが自分から出ていくという説。自分から出ていくような何かの細工を犯人がして、まんまと外へおびき出していたのだとしたら。
Come to think of it, even Maria had said it when we found a scorpion magic circle on the doorknob to the study. Beatrice couldn't get through this door, but she might be able to induce someone to leave of their own accord.
だとすると、私たちは犯人の罠に見事はまって、新しい生贄候補を送り出しちまったことになるぜ。
Oh, that makes sense too.
源氏たちもバカではありません。身を守ろうと思うなら、この部屋の次に安全な場所をすぐに思いつくでしょう。そこできっと身を潜めています。
Aunt Natsuhi hadn't answered the question. She herself realized that if the culprit wasn't in that group, that letter could easily have been a trap. However, it wasn't worth the risk of calling back the people she had once thrown out. To Aunt Natsuhi right now, her greatest and only duty was to protect the children. And to that end, she was thinking a few sacrifices may be an unfortunate necessity. Ooh, that's a very harsh way of thinking, but I understand where she's coming from.
なあ、夏日おばさん。きついこと聞くぜ。もしあの時、たまたまジェシカもおばさんの後ろにいたなら、おばさんはこの部屋から、ジェシカも追い出してたかい？
Oh my.
確かに残酷なところはあったかもしれない。でも、夏日おばさんは母として、娘を守りきろうと思った。その責務から、自分がやがては糾弾されることを覚悟で、彼らを追放したんだ。俺は別に、それを責めてえわけじゃねえ。ただ、ジェシカはいいお袋を持ったなって、そう思ったのさ。
そうだね。夏日おばさんは、朝からずっと続いているこんな事件の中でも、冷静さを失わず、ずっとみんなを牽引してきてくれた。もしおばさんまで混乱していたら、僕たちは今頃全員、犯人の手にかかっていたかもしれない。だから、僕たちはおばさんに、感謝しなくちゃいけないと思う。
ありがとう。
You know, what if Natsuhi actually knows who the culprit is? That's why she's not as confused as the rest of them.
バトラたちの言いたいことは、マリアの母でもあってほしいって。私、マリアのことを、実の妹みたいだと、ずっと思って可愛がってきた。なのに、いろんなことがあって、ちょっと混乱しちゃって、ひどいことをたくさん言って傷つけてしまった。母さん、お願いだよ。マリアも、みんなも、一緒にいようよ。私たちの中に、犯人なんていなかったんだよ。この事件の犯人は、魔女のベアトリーチェでいいじゃないか。だから、もう、疑い合うのはやめようよ。
Natsuhi closed her eyes for a short while. Was she coping with her throbbing headache again, or was she thinking of something?
ジェシカは主人と結婚してから12年もかけてようやく授かった大切な娘です。私はジェシカを守るためならどのような鬼にでもなります。
That was some pretty strong language at the end there. She realized very well that these were only words, but even so, she was strongly resolved to protect her daughter, even if she had to become a demon. But that was because she was tormented by guilt. Today had been so long. So many things had happened in one day, and we had been put under such pressure. I wonder if we have the right to greet tomorrow the way we are now. There is. Oh, there it is.
見つけた。この魔法陣だ。
Within the books I had been constantly flipping through, I had finally found the same magic circle that had been drawn on the second sheet of the letter. George Aniki peered at it as well. This magic circle's name was the Third Magic Circle of Mars. The Hebrew written on it was from the Old Testament's Book of Psalms, Psalm 77 verse 13. What God is so great as our God? The meaning of the magic circle was discord. Oh my goodness! It agitates internal divisions and causes the enemy to bring about their own downfall. Holy shit! This is exactly what happened. I'm getting chills.
おいおい。マジかよ。
Could there be a more fitting way to describe our current situation and mental state? We couldn't help but be stunned into silence.
じゃあ、この手紙は罠だってのかよ。どうやってここに置いたんだよ。この部屋には 私たち8人以外には誰もいなかったんだぜ。
That's the thing though, right? How could it have been placed in here when it wasn't there before?
とにかくどうやってここに置いたのか、その方法は捨ておくぜ。とにかく犯人の狙いはたった一つ。この鉄壁の書斎に疑心暗鬼を引き起こして生贄の羊を俺たちの手で外へ放り出させることだったんだ。
だとしたら狙いは外へ出された人たちだ。
母さん、どうしよう。あの4人が危ない。
It wasn't surprising that Aunt Natsuhi remained unpleasantly silent. Even if this was all a trap by the culprit, even if the four who had been chased out of the room were in danger, it had nothing to do with the safety of the four people in here. And there was no way to prove the innocence of the four people we had kicked out. If we're willing to let them die, then we shouldn't leave this room no matter what. That way is safest. Oh my goodness. Just then, all of a sudden, the piercing sound of a phone rang through the room. It was the antique extension phone that was set on grandfather's study desk. It had started ringing right as we began this conversation. It was only natural that we would think of it as an SOS from the others we had kicked out. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. But then Aunt Natsuhi spoke.
どうして電話が
Right, isn't the electricity cut off or something?
故障していて使えないはずなのに。
Oh.
そんなことは関係ねえさ。もしマリアたちが助けを求める電話だったら。
そもそも電話の普通が犯人の工作によるものならば、この電話おそらく
A trap? Or, with that one sentence, the ring of the phone, which had sounded like a scream for help, started to sound like a ghastly summons from some unknown person. Oh god. Aunt Natsuhi hesitated over whether to pick up the receiver.
トロ、おばさん、何かの理由で電話が回復したのかも。マリアちゃんたちからの緊急の電話の可能性もある。
そうだぜ。それに万一犯人からの電話だったら上等さ。話を聞いてやろうじゃねえか。
Oh, I'm getting really scared
そ
right
れに
now.
どうせ電話だ。受話器越しに何をほざいたって痛くも痒くもないぜ。
おばさんが取らないなら俺が取るぜ。
私が取ります。もしもし。
I stretched out my hand to take the receiver, but Aunt Natsuhi picked it up first as if to say she had it under control. We all held our breath, trying to figure out who the person on the other end of the phone was. But for a while, Aunt Natsuhi just kept saying, hello. A silent phone call? There's no way Maria and the others would do something so creepy. Which means, this phone call, might it possibly, really... Natsuhi stopped repeating hello and strained her ears, because she thought she heard something far away on the other end of the receiver. What was it? Oh no, oh no. Huh? Oh, this is creepy.
何ですか、おばさん。
わかりません。電話の向こうでかすかに誰かが歌っているのが聞こえます。何のことやら。
ちょっと受話器を借りますぜ。もしもし。
I half forced the receiver from the stunned Aunt Natsuhi's hand and pressed it against my ear. At first, I didn't hear anything. But, because I had been told about it beforehand, I noticed. Not in a quiet voice, but rather far away from the receiver. I can hear it too. I could hear a girl singing a song. The voice sounded sort of like Maria's, but that just made the situation even more inexplicable. At the very least, the one who made the phone call hadn't been Maria. After all, Maria was singing some song far away from the receiver. In that case, the one who made the phone call should have been Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, or Dr. Nanjo. And yet, they weren't saying anything. Oh no, the worst case scenario is flashing through my mind right now, that all of them are dead except for Maria. Why? For what reason? Who was the person who made this phone call?
おい、もしもし、誰だ、返事をしろ。歌ってるのはマリアなのか。返事をしてくれ。
何が起こってんだよ。どういうことだ。
わからねえ。一つ言えることは、多分これは罠で、そしてマリアが危険だってことだけだ。
Aunt Natsuhi took the receiver again, but after calling into it several more times, she realized that she wasn't getting anywhere and hung up. She then dialed quickly and clucked her tongue. Oh right, if the phones are back, we should be able to reach the police. But judging by her reaction, the outside line still wouldn't connect. Oh no.
行こう。罠かもしれないことは分かってても、行かないわけにはいかない。
It's just making their barricading themselves in futile. They're just gonna send themselves out to get themselves potentially killed at this rate.
ああ、まったくだぜ。ジェシカと夏井おばさんはここにいてくれ。
Oh, splitting up? When Aniki and I tried to dash out, Aunt Natsuhi stopped us.
お待ちなさい。あなたたちだけに行かせるわけにはいきません。私も行きます。ジェシカはここで待ちなさい。
Oh no.
私だけのけ者かよ。冗談じゃない。私も行くぜ。
そうだな。その方がいいかもしれねえぜ。電話が俺たちをさらに分散させる狙いがあるってんなら、留守番を残すのは適当じゃねえ。
議論する暇も惜しい。みんなで行こ
う。Aunt Natsuhi raised the rifle high and took the lead. I needed a weapon myself as well. I found a three-pronged candelabra, which looked like it could be used for some strange ritual, and armed myself with it. With the spikes it had to fit the candles on, although they were short, it was almost like a three-pronged spear. Oh no. Then the four of us left the study. We left the study, which should have been the safest place inside the mansion. And so we had been lured out, despite the fact that we had barricaded ourselves in a safe, locked room. And perhaps we were even repeating exactly the same series of events that had led to grandfather disappearing from there. Ooh.
Maria! どこにいるんだよ! 返事をしろ!
I listened closely but didn't hear anything. The mansion was vast and the sound of the rain even noisier than before, as if the passing typhoon was making its last stand.
マリアちゃんは確か客までテレビを見たいと言ってたよね。階下に降りてみよう。
そうですね。行ってみましょう。
I'm scared.
みんなは周りに用心して。
おい。
With Aunt Natsuhi in the center, her rifle readied and her finger on the trigger, we moved in a group, our backs together, checking our surroundings in all directions. As though the power of that magic circle designed to spread discord had brought it all into being. We had split up and furthermore had been dragged into dangerous territory. In other words, even now in this very moment, we were doing just what the culprit wanted us to do. This was now a strange space where it wouldn't be odd for anything to suddenly occur. That's ominous. Aunt Natsuhi nervously pointed the barrel of the gun at every dark spot and shadow. It felt like that motion was out of fear rather than caution. But the rifle she held in her hand would surely also be our trump card that the killer was afraid of.
僕はずっと思ってたんだ。カノン君のように胸にあのアイスピックを突き刺すことは不可能ではないと思う。でも母さんたちのように頭蓋骨を打ち抜いて眉間に突き立てるなんて簡単なことじゃないと思うんだ。
は 犯人はそれだけバカ力ってことか。
多分あのアイスピックを飛ばす、あるいは打ち込む射出機のような武器があるんだよ。
Oh no.
人力だけであれだけ深々と衝突するにはあの絵は短すぎる。
いずれにせよ頭蓋骨を打ち抜くほどに強力です。カノンの傷も肺にまで届いていたそうです。もし相手の姿を見ても決して前に出ないように、私の後ろから出てはいけませんよ。
Just how sinister and frightening was this weapon that could shoot these creepy ice picks? And could I do anything to combat it with just this candlestick in my hand? In the first murder, the culprit had probably assaulted 4 of our parents at once as they discussed the inheritance problem in the dining hall. And we also had 4 people. Apparently, I wasn't the only person thinking this. George Aniki, Jessica, and of course Aunt Natsuhi were stretching their senses to the utmost limit in the highest and worst state of tension, slowly advancing one step, then another. What sinful people are we? A world as terrifying as this, and we pushed Maria and the rest right into the middle of it, just because of the seeds of doubt spread by that single letter. We finally reached the first floor. The parlor was just across the hall. Oh, I'm scared. When we listened carefully, we could hear it faintly. Maria's eerie, singing voice. She wasn't singing naturally as though she were in a good mood. She was singing mechanically, as if she was in music class in school and had been ordered to sing. The song she was singing was just a common folk song, one that everyone has probably sung in school at one time or another. But why that, in the middle of the night, alone, with all her heart, over and over? Why? Oh no. When we had just left the study, we had called out in loud voices, asking Maria where she was. But this time, no one said even a single word. We hid our breath, and the sound of our footsteps heightened all our senses and examined everywhere around us to a neurotic degree as we advanced each step. Oh no. The door to the parlor was closed, but we could hear Maria's singing voice through it. Aunt Natsuhi put her hand on the handle of the doorknob. George Aniki stopped her. Are we gonna peer through the key? Okay, open the door first. Why not peer through the keyhole?
夏日おばさんとバトラ君は武器を構えてて。
わかりました。気をつけて。
開けると同時に攻撃してくるかもしれないぜ。ジョージ兄さん、注意して。
Oh no.
じゃあ、行くよ。
No, I'm so scared right now. He tried to open it, but immediately felt the hard resistance of the lock. Aunt Natsuhi took the bundle of keys from a pocket and gave them to George. There were about 10 keys, and none of us had a clue which was which. Because of this, George had to fumble around loudly and test several of the keys. Since we had hidden our footsteps, preparing to make a surprise attack on the room, this felt almost fatal. The whole time we could hear Maria's voice from the parlor, singing the same song over and over. It was like a broken, crazy cassette tape. In the morning, we had been in the room the whole time. All the frightening things had occurred outside that room. So we had convinced ourselves that even if nowhere else could be trusted, that room alone was safe. That baseless impression was quickly falling apart. Ooh.
開いた。
Oh no. Oh no. I'm very scared right now. Oh no.
ありがとう。
Oh no.
ジョージ君とジェシカは後ろに下がって。
おばさん、一気に飛び込んで左右に分かれよう。扉を開けてボサッとしてたら 例のアイスピックがど真ん中に飛んでくるかもしれねえぜ。
Oh my.
承知しています。いいですか？
Oh no. They might actually die if they go in a room right now.
やっぱ嫌だって言いてえな。
I read it myself. If they're going to throw ice picks at me, we'll see how they like my candlestick.
行きます！
Oh no, oh no. Oh. Okay. Natsuhi and I rammed into the door as we flew into the parlor, quickly splitting up left and right, searching the parlor for someone who might be waiting for us. Oh no, oh no. Oh no. But what our eyes landed upon was an altogether outlandish scene. Oh god! The parlor was stained with blood. This place, where we had spent almost the entire day, where we had pressed in together to protect ourselves from some unknown malice, had become stained with fresh blood and had become an ocean of blood. Do you guys see that at the side? That's Maria, isn't it? And she's in blood, and she's standing up. Oh wait, I don't want to see a dead body standing up. No. On the floor lay Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, and Dr. Nanjo, their entire bodies stained bright red with blood. Oh goodness! But the only way we could identify them was by their clothes. That was because... that's right. This was how this whole tragedy started. Oh goodness. Their faces were all meshed up like that, and the others in the storehouse, and you couldn't even tell where the eyes and noses were. It was like someone had vulgarly gobbled apart a tomato pot stew wrapped in pie crust, all globby and sloppy. Oh god, no. Oh god. And that wasn't all. Their bodies had other wounds. They were those demon ice picks. They were in Genji-san's stomach, Dr. Nanjo's thigh, no, his knee. Yeah, it would be his knee. In the epitaph, the 6th twilight was a stomach, and on the 7th twilight, it said to gouge the knee. So after seeing one of them stuck near Kumasawa Ba-chan's calf, I couldn't help masochistically laughing. Yeah, of course it would be her eye. Oh goodness, no, please no. On the 6th twilight, gouge the stomach and kill. On the 7th twilight, gouge the knee and kill. On the 8th twilight, gouge the leg and kill. Okay, not the eye, but the leg. Now even the 8th twilight is over. And the next one, the 9th twilight, what was it again? Oh goodness. Maria was there. Oh, no. Is it the eye? No, this is so scary. I think she's gonna be missing an eye. No, guys, this is really scary right now. Please don't jump scare me. She was facing the far wall, standing stock still, completely alone. Facing away from this horrible scene, standing in front of the wall, singing her song over and over. There was nothing else in the room. Just the corpses of the 3 who had been brutally killed, and the receiver still off its hook, showing that it had been this room that the call had come from. Just that, and Maria, her back to the scene, facing the wall as she kept on singing. We couldn't even scream at this bizarre scene. We could only stare shocked, our mouths hanging loosely open. Jessica called out to her, but Maria showed no reaction. Alone, she kept singing, on and on. We had come here trying to save Maria from some approaching danger. So now that we had found her, we should have been running up to her, hugging her, joyous that she was safe. And yet, Not one of us could do that. Everyone thought it, but it couldn't say it. After all, because that's right, it's crazy, and yet, but no, it couldn't be. Oh no.
マリア、歌うのをやめろ。聞いてるのか？
At some point, Natsuhi and I had pointed our weapons at Maria's back. I yelled at Maria in a violent voice, but there was no reaction. She just kept singing. With the candlestick still readied, I ran up to her and forcefully, no, violently, slammed my hand down on her shoulder. Oh no, I'm very scared. Then I pulled on her shoulder, forcing her to turn around. No. Maria's small body was quickly pulled down and fell. And as though unhappy about her singing had been interrupted, she looked into my face with her usual expression. Even in this gruesome situation, she was just like normal.
マリア、これはどういうことなんだ？誰がやった？
おう、ベアトリーチェ。
いい加減にしろ！
I threw the candlestick I had been holding against the wall. The violence of that reckless sound should have gone straight into Maria's heart. But her expression didn't change at all.
よすんだ、バトラ君。マリアちゃん、今度こそ君は3人を殺す犯人の顔を見たはずだよ。犯人は君に手紙を渡したというベアトリーチェなのかい？
おう、ベアトリーチェ。
ああ、ならこれで確定したぜ。19人目はいるんだよ。ベアトリーチェは実在するんだ。じゃあマリア、これくらいは教えてくれるよな。奴はこの3人をどうやって殺したんだ？何をどうやったらあんなむごい殺し方ができるんだ？
知らない。
知らねえってことはねえだろ。
But she was facing a wall?
この部屋での出来事だぞ。歌を歌うのに夢中で気づかなかったとか言い出すんじゃねえだろうな。
落ち着いて、バトラ君。マリアちゃん、僕とお話ししよう。
I'm surprised George is still calm enough to speak so nicely to her.
ね。
George Aniki, as he always did, crouched down next to Maria so that their eyes met and talked to her very kindly.
マリアちゃんはどうして壁を向いてお歌を歌っていたのかな？
うん、ベアトリーチェがここでね、壁を向いてお歌をずっと歌っていなさいって言ったの。うん。
じゃあベアトリーチェがここへやってきたんだね。その時にはまだ源氏さんたちは生きていたんだよね。
うん、みんなで客間に来て座ってた。源氏さんはちゃんと鍵をかけてたよ。
確かに鍵はかかってたが、じゃあどうやってベアトリーチェは客間に入ってきたってんだよ。
おお、でもベアトリーチェは魔女だから鍵なんか関係ない。長女になって扉の隙間から通り抜けてきたんだよ。
Wasn't this what happened with Canon?
はあ？冗談も休み休み言いやがる。そんなわけねえだろ。お前は何を言ってやがるんだ。
信じられないよね。だから言いたくなかった。どうせ言っても信じないもん。でもベアトリーチェは魔女なの。不思議な魔法で何でもできるの。だからベアトリーチェは鍵のかかった扉なんか全然関係ないんだよ。
それで現れたベアトリーチェは、そしてみんなはどうしたの？
ベアトリーチェは言ったよ。おじいさまの書斎は強力な力に守られていてどうしても入れない。
That's kind of strange, right? If Kenzo wants to be visited by Beatrice, why would he protect his room? By a force that even she couldn't break through.
だからあと3人の生贄はこの客間の4人の中から選ぶって。みんな嫌だって言ったよ。 熊沢さんは嫌だ嫌だってすごい言ってた。でもベアトリーチェは選ぶよ。そしたらね、ベアトリーチェはマリアはいいよって言ってくれたの。どうしてだと思う？バトラがマリアの安全を祈って念を込めてくれたあの火星の5の魔法陣のサソリのお守りがあったからだよ。だからその力でベアトリーチェはマリアにだけは何もできなかった。
That's awfully convenient, though.
だから生贄はマリアじゃない3人に決まったの。そしたらね、ベアトリーチェはね、言ったの。
さあさあ、壁に向かってお歌を歌って聞かせなさい。あなたはたくさんたくさんお歌を歌うから、何が起こっても何が聞こえても聞こえない聞こえないわからない。さあさあ、楽しいお歌をわらわにたくさん聞かせておくれ。
だからマリアはずっとお歌を歌ってた。ずっと歌ってたんだよ。だから何も聞こえない、わからない。そしたらバトラたちがやってきたんだよ。
それを信じろってのか？バカにするんじゃねえぜ。
じゃあ今度は誰を疑う？マリアを疑う？マリアをこの場で殺してみる？そんなことしてもベアトリーチェはいなくならない。これで第8の番は終わったよ。ベアトリーチェは蘇る。
ふざけんな。もうそんな話は金輪際ごめんだぜ。魔女なんているもんか。煙に巻かれてたまるか。俺は認めねえぞ。ベアトリーチェなんていいね。絶対に俺が認めねえ。だから存在なんかさせねえ。蘇りもさせねえ。伝説は永遠に伝説のままだ。この俺がそんなことを認めねえ。
よせよバトラー。マリアが殺したわけでも見殺しにしたわけでもない。ベアトリーチェが来てマリアは抵抗できず従わざるを得なかっただけだぜ。
あれ、
Uh-oh.
夏日おばさん、おばさんがいない。
Oh my goodness!
あれ、
母さんどこ行ったの？
さっき手紙を読みながら一人で出て行ったよ。
Letter? That makes sense. The culprit's done with the 8th twilight, and it's all gone swimmingly for them. They might well have left a letter so they could brag even more. We had been so wrapped up in questioning Maria that we forgot to look for one. But even as well-armed as she was, why had she left the room all by herself in this dangerous mansion after reading it? Jessica tried to chase after her and tugged at the handle to the door, but it strangely resisted and wouldn't open.
母さん、お母さん、何これ。開けて、開けて。
It was only natural. Natsuhi had picked up the candlestick, which Battler had thrown at the wall and which had fallen to the floor. She had then skillfully wedged it between the doorknobs on the double doors like a bolt, holding them closed. The intricate design of the candlestick meant it jammed well and formed a truly sturdy seal on the door. The tragic scream of a daughter for her mother. Did it reach Natsuhi's ears or not? Oh no. Uh-oh. Dead angle? Natsuhi was alone in the entrance hall. It was the place where the portrait of Beatrice had been hung. Natsuhi threw down the final letter from Beatrice that she had read in the parlor, readied her rifle again, and in a voice that rang clear, yelled in the massive space that was the entrance hall.
Ushiromiya家代表、Ushiromiya Natsuhi です。姿を見せなさい、黄金の魔女、ベアトリーチェ。
The The entrance hall was dimly lit. Other than a faint light which shone on the center of the room, everything was blotted out by the jet black darkness. Oh! In that darkness, butterflies glittering gold squirmed, twinkled, and sneered. Natsuhi gave one more huge gulp and pointed the cold barrel of the gun at the gold butterflies.
ようやく姿を現しましたね。あなたのような存在が私は未だ信じることができない。でもそれは問題ではありません。後宮家の代表であると自負する私と後宮家の当主を引き継いだと自称するあなたが今この場にいる。あなたが本当に魔女なのかどうかは今となっては些細な問題です。さあ決着をつけましょう。後宮家を真に引き継ぐ者はどちらか。この後宮夏日か、あなたベアトリーチェか。あなたの決闘の申し出謹んでお引き受けさせていただきます。
A duel? That's why she left the room. I don't like this. Oh, what? Why is it blue? Oh! Oh my goodness, what? The gold butterflies slowly formed a human shape, which walked into the dim light. Natsuhi raided the rifle and glared. The witch raised her golden staff overhead and laughed. Natsuhi's finger slowly squeezed the trigger. Battler made an all-out dash at the door and rammed into it, crushing the candlestick which had been barring it and making it possible for a big gap to be opened in the door. He kept kicking the candlestick through that gap and the door was finally released. Uh-oh. At that time, they heard it. They clearly heard just once the crisp sound of a gunfire.
ジェシカちゃん、一人で先走っちゃいけない。
今のは銃声だぜ。夏代おばさんが撃ったんだ。
At who? At the culprit. The noise had come from the entrance hall. And the entrance hall looked like a stage. Looked like the heroine of a tragedy, lying down and bathed in light. Arrayed in the beauty of that silence, Aunt Natsuhi was face up, crumpled on the floor. Oh no. Half crazed, Jessica ran up to Aunt Natsuhi. On her forehead, it was almost as though a sparkling shard of pigeon's blood ruby had been placed there. And from it, a single stream of blood makeup passed by her eye and began to traverse her face. The faint smell of gunpowder smoke came from the barrel of the rifle Aunt Natsuhi still grasped. Huh? Then she shot herself in the forehead? Why?
Wakeがわからない。どうしておばさんは一人で抜け出して、どうして自分の額を撃ち抜いてるんだよ。
マリアちゃん、夏日おばさんは手紙を読んでから部屋を出たんだよね。手紙がない。くそ、おばさんは何を読んでどうしてここに誘い出されたんだ。
知らねえぜ、知らねえぜ。そんなことはどうでもいいぜ。なんなんだよ、どうして自殺なんだよ。私を置いてくんだよ。
Jessica clung to her mother's corpse, crying earnestly. My body consumed by an anger I didn't know what to do with, I stole the rifle from Aunt Natsuhi's hand and spun around, pointing the barrel of the gun into the darkness on all sides, as though I was pointing a light from the lighthouse, trying to find the culprit. George Aniki, even in this situation, was trying to calmly figure something out, but that effort might have been doomed to futility. And Maria alone was completely indifferent. Is she treating this as some kind of predetermined fate? No, that's not it. This is all a prelude to a wonderful world. The door to the Golden Land will finally open.
第9の晩に魔女は蘇り、誰も生き残れはしない。そして第10の晩に旅は終わり、黄金の里へ至るだろう。これで全部終わったね、ベアトリーチェ。おめでとう、おめでとう。だからマリアを導いて、あなたの話してくれた黄金鏡へ。今こそ。
There, all of the dead will be resurrected, and even the love they once possessed will be revived. So, in Maria's eyes, it's just as though all of today's tragedies never even happened. And all those days she spent deprived of love never happened either.
いい加減にしやがれ。何が楽しい、何がおめでたい。この島には18人いた。14人死んだ。残りは俺たち4人だ。俺は絶対に死なねえぞ。夜が明けるまで、いや台風が過ぎ去ってまた船着き場に海猫たちが帰ってくるまで俺は絶対に死なねえんだよ。生き残ってやる、生き残ってやる、絶対。
よしなよバトラー。ベアトリーチェに銃なんて意味ないよ。それに生き残るも何ももうおしまいなんだよ。もう旅は終わったんだよ。ほら時計を見てごらん。
Huh? The clock? Hearing those words, I looked at my wristwatch. Both hands were almost touching near the top. Very soon, it would be 12 a.m. In other words, 24 o'clock. That's not a real time, but when you think about it, isn't 24 o'clock a strange time? It can be called 24 o'clock, and it can also be called 0 o'clock. It's the hour at the culmination of the previous day, and at the same time, it is hour 0 as the next day begins. Maria suddenly called out happily and ran towards darkness. It was almost as though Beatrice was somewhere in the darkness and Maria was running up to her. As I looked down the barrel of the rifle, as Jessica hugged her mother's corpse, as George Aniki stood there shocked, and we gazed into the darkness. Our eyes fixed just in front of Beatrice's portrait, and there Maria leapt into a big hug with the portrait's subject. You've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. Impossible. This madness can't possibly be. We just don't exist. I won't accept it. Things like you must not exist because this is a human world. You think I could accept something that's not human? Never. I will never. I pulled hard on the rifle's lever. The cartridge was ejected, fell on the floor, and a new cartridge was loaded. Then, I sighted the witch down the barrel. Maria turned around. Still clinging to the golden witch, she turned around.
だから意味なんてないってば。ベアトリーチェに鉛玉なんて意味ないってば。バカだね、人間は。
俺は魔女なんて認めねえぞ。貴様は誰だ。一歩でも動いてみろ。指一本でも動かしてみろ。こいつをぶち込んでやる。
The laughter of the witches, was joined by the laughter of an even large clock in the hall. It was probably telling us the time was 24 o'clock. It was both a tone telling us that we had reached the culmination of this day and a tone informing us that all had returned to nothing. The rules had specified that the witch would win when time ran out.
バトラー、
Uh-oh.
ジョージお兄ちゃんにジェシカお姉ちゃん、旅は終わって魔女は蘇ったよ。
And none shall be left alive. Oh, the witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all of the golden land's gold. One resurrects all the dead people's souls. One even revives all the love they possessed. And one for the witch to eternally rest. Rest in peace, my beloved witch, Beatrice. No. This clock is actually the scariest scene so far. Well, aside from Maria's scene. Notebook pages in a wine bottle. Uh-oh. Oh! The storm passed and the leaden clouds that had enshrouded... Okay, I'm gonna read this. Oh my goodness. All 18 of them died. And their bodies were never found in the end. For the children, anyway. X. I have chills right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, Maria. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. By the time you read this, I will probably be dead, although there may or may not be a corpse. You who have read this, please uncover the truth. That is my only wish. Ushiromiya, Maria. Oh my goodness. I have chills right now. First game, result. Ooh. Chosen by the key and sacrificed. The 6 of them. And the different demons. For the rest of them by the stick. Ooh, oh my goodness. Huh? Battler denies existence of the witch. The remaining 3 was invited to the Golden Land, but Battler died? I mean, may not be. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. New trophies. New elements. The Golden Witch had prepared a gift in commemoration of your recent sojourn. Oh! There is a tea party, a picture box, and a music box. Oh! Okay. Well, first, before I forget, I'm just gonna say this first. Wait, should I even say it here? Probably won't. But what a wild ride. Honestly, if it ended just there, I think it would have been amazing still. I'm just glad that there are more to come. Okay, I know I have to play this tea party. Please pull up a seat and wind down. Was your sojourn on Okenjima a pleasant one? The Golden Witch has gifted you with an invitation to her tea party. I hope that you will participate. Picture box. The Golden Witch has gifted you with a picture box. I hope that you will stop by to view it as a memento of your sojourn on Okenjima. Now, I swear I'm pronouncing that word wrong, but never mind. The Golden Witch has gifted you with a music box. I hope that you will stop by to view it as a memento. Okay, I guess picture box are the CGs and the music box are the soundtracks. Should I click on it? Thinking whether I should click on it. You know what? I'm gonna click on the music box first. Okay, yes. I am... Oh, there's so many. Oh, okay. Okay. Do not be afraid. I'm afraid to click on the picture box because I know there are many creepy Maria pictures that I have seen as we played through. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Oh. Oh, it doesn't tell me like how many... Oh, secret. It doesn't tell you what the extent is, but I guess I'm at the back. The final... Okay, anyway. Now that I have seen those, let's continue with the tea party. Oh. Episode 1 has a tea party. Episode 1 has a tea party. Tea party has an episode 1. I'm really curious to see how the story will continue, considering it ended previously. Purgatorio?
Oh, みんな海猫の鳴く頃にお疲れさん。
What?
やれやれ、わけがわかんないうちに物語が終わっちまったな。
つまりなんだ？あれは結局犯人は暴けず時間切れのバッドエンドでしたってことなのか？
We have a bad ending too?
おお、きっとバッドエンド。おお。
そうだね。1日目の夜にマリアちゃんが読んだベアトリーチェの手紙に碑文の謎を解いてみろとちゃんと予告してたもんね。僕たちは自衛や犯人を探るのに忙しくて全然その謎に挑まなかったし。
This is kind of weird.
そうですね。ちゃんと碑文の謎に挑んでいたら違う結末もあったのでしょうか。
それはどうかな。シャノンちゃんもお疲れ。お茶の窮地なんてしなくていいぜ。何しろここはお疲れ様会なんだからよ。
A rap party?
ひでえ目にあった者同士、仲良く傷の舐め合いをしようぜ。ベロベロベロ。
I forgot this version of Battler existed before.
ひでえ目って言ったらシャノンがぶっちぎりだったぜ。綺麗どころのキャラだからてっきり最後まで生き残るかと思ったら一番最初に殺されるし、しかもなんだっけ、顔面を半分砕かれてたんだっけ。最悪だよな。
そういうお役目でしたら、仕方ありませんし。
Your role? God, now I'm just so confused.
姉さんが気にすることはないよ。お嬢様方もラストのエピローグを見る限り相当悲惨な最後を遂げられたようだしね。
どうもそうみたいだね。なんだか全身を食いちぎられてバラバラにされたみたいな恐ろしい描写があったような気がするよ。
それを言ったらカノン君の最後が一番かっこよかったと思うぜ。返り討ちとはいえ犯人と一騎打ちだろ。
Yeah, that was cool.
俺らのよくわからん最後よりは数段マシだぜ。
結局何も歯が立ちませんでしたが。
でもカノン君の死は大きなヒントになったと思うな。だってあのせいで19人目の存在が明らかになったんだから。
そうだね。あの時点では全員の所在が明らかだった。だからカノン君を殺せるのは未知の19人目しかありえない。
マリアは最初からベアトリーチェだってずーっと言ってる。
信じたくはねえけど、ベアトリーチェを名乗る魔女が犯人ってことになるんだろうぜ。
そうですよね。人にはできない不思議なことがいっぱいありましたし。エヴァおばさんの密室殺人とか魔女にしかできない。人間にはできない。
19人目が存在することが明らかで、しかもその人物は人間では考えられない力を持っている。
となればその人物をベアトリーチェと呼んでも差し支えはねえだろうぜ。
多分僕たちはラストで出会っているよ。黄金の魔女にね。
だからマリアはベアトリーチェがいるってずっと言ってる。みんなずっと信じなかったからダメだった。信じないと奇跡は起きないって友達の魔女も言ってる。
Maria has witch friends, and it's also the first time I'm seeing this expression on her.
そうですね。ベアトリーチェ様は敬う者に寛大だそうですし。
マリア様は恐ろしい事件が次々と起こっていっても、最後までベアトリーチェ様の脅威からは外されていたように思います。
マリアは一番の最初からベアトリーチェを信じてたもんな。でもそれじゃあ同じように信じてたカノン君たちも殺されたのは納得がいかないぜ。
それは多分ベアトリーチェ様なりのご都合があられたのでしょう。
碑文の歌がベアトリーチェ様の復活の儀式を意味するものなら、大勢の生贄が必要だった。その一人にご指名をいただけたということなのでしょう。
シャノンちゃんはひどい最後だったよ。せめてもう少し綺麗で安らかな方法もあったろうに。
まあ痛かったわけじゃないですし、それにほら今はこうして全然平気ですから、へっちゃらです。
Okay, wait. If this is a direct sequel to episode 1, and they are speaking really as if what happened in episode 1 is true and what is happening now is also reality, then what does it mean that Shannon didn't feel the pain? That she wasn't hurt? Does it mean that she didn't die, she didn't die in a brutal way, and that everything was applied afterwards? And that thing about the blood and calling it makeup is also kind of weird. Shannon proved this by stroking her cheek, which had been crushed during the story, and everyone laughed out loud, smiling.
でも、こう言っちゃなんだけど、僕はてっきり本格ミステリーだと思ってたからね。ファンタジーだと分かって、ちょっと驚いてるよ。遺産をめぐる外界から隔絶された孤島の洋館物なんて、推理物の王道だと思ってたからさ。
ファンタジーじゃない。ベアトリーチェはいるの。
ええ、分かっています。ベアトリーチェ様はいらっしゃいます。
そうですね。ベアトリーチェ様はいらっしゃいます。
悔しいが、認めざるを得ねえよな。19人目の魔女の関与は明らかだしな。
人間には不可能なことをいくつもやってのけてる。劇中の僕らは、それを否定したくて、あれこれと考えたけれども、今なら、はっきり言えるよ。どれもいずれも、すべて人間には不可能な犯罪だった。魔法の力を使いこなす、魔女のベアトリーチェにしか成し得ない犯行だよ。
犯人は魔女だった。その一点において、何の曇りもねえぜ。ベアトリーチェ様万歳ってわけだ。
みんな信じた。マリアは嬉しい。神様も魔女も怖がる人には恐ろしい存在かもしれませんけど、信じ敬う人にとってはきっと慈しみのある存在に違いないと思います。
姉さんの言う通りだと思います。
じゃあさ、せっかく殺人事件ごっこは終わったわけだし、ここで気を取り直して、ちゃんとベアトリーチェの言う通り、碑文の謎に挑戦してみねえか？
This is still confusing to me. I can't tell what's real and what's not.
賛成。きっとベアトリーチェも喜
ぶ。劇中ではみんな無視してたからね、あの手紙は。
せっかく出題されたのにほとんど無視されて、なんだかかわいそうですね、ベアトリーチェ様。碑文のメモがある。みんなで謎解き。
物語は多分この時点から間違ってたんだろうね。
そうかもしれません。私たちはベアトリーチェ様のご指示通り、碑文の謎に挑むべきだったのかもしれません。
まあ、すっかり遅くなっちまったけどな。今からでも再挑戦するってことで、魔女様には許してもらおうぜ。碑文の謎に挑戦してみよう。なに懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川。
As Maria put her notebook on the table and opened to the page where the epitaph was written, everyone peered closely at it and had fun and lively discussion as they started guessing this and that about the riddle. Surrounded by the smell of the black tea and the freshly baked vanilla cookies, they spent the time comfortably and happily. Why do I feel like something scary is about to happen?
ちょいと待てよ、お前ら。
Battler said in a tone that ruined the mood. His expression looked a little unhappy. What could he not like about all of this fun?
お前ら、さっきから聞いてりゃ、何を思考停止してんだ？なんで魔女の仕業ってことで決まってんだよ。
Oh.
そんなのあるわけねえじゃねえかよ。
With just those words, the happy atmosphere of the tea party disappeared in no time at all. George and Jessica, and Shannon and Cannon, and Maria. All of them stared blankly, wondering why Battler was saying such weird things. Even the foolish and arrogant Battler noticed he had said something wrong.
だって、
I just realized this, but the narrator is definitely not Battler here.
明らかに人間には無理な事件だったじゃないか。
そうだぜ。どの事件も人間には無理なことばかり。
そうですよね。 だって人間じゃ説明がつかないことばかりじゃないですか。
バトラ様が何を言い出すのか僕にはわかりません。
お前たちこそ、何を口々に言い出すのかさっぱりだぜ。こんなの人間が起こした事件に決まってるじゃねえかよ。魔女なんているわけねえだろ。
じゃあ、私が倉庫の中で殺されてた時、顔の半分をひどいことにされていましたが、あれは人間が犯人なら、どう再現するというのですか？
そりゃ、まあ、どうやったらあんなひでえことができるのか、ちょっと想像はつかねえけどよ。でも、あそこはバラ庭園の倉庫だぜ。きっと、中に妙な道具とかがいくらでもあっただろう。わかんねえけどよ。例えば、電の子とかグラインダーとか、そんな電動工具でも使ったのかもしれねえじゃないか。
それは、
じゃあ、バトラー。じいさまが密室の書斎から消え去っていたのはどう説明するんだよ。扉は封印されていたのに、じいさまは忽然と消え去ってたぜ。
その話は劇中でも出ただろ。じいさまが何らかの方法を使えば、レシートをごまかすことは不可能じゃない。あるいは窓から出て、あるいは落ちて。夏日おばさんが窓を内側から施錠した可能性もある。別に魔法を使わなくたって、他にもいくつか手は思いつくだろうぜ。
それはそうだけどよ。
ならバトラ君、僕の母さんたちが客室の中で殺されていたのはどう説明するんだい？扉には鍵もチェーンもかかってた。無論、窓もね。どうやって人間に母さんたちを殺せたって言うんだい？
Oh, I'm interested in hearing Battler's argument for this.
まあ、確かに。そのトリックは劇中でも保留になったままだったな。とにかく、犯人は鍵だけは持ってる可能性が高いからな。チェーンに許される程度の扉の隙間は確保できたわけだ。非常に苦しい話だが、その隙間から何かの仕掛けを施した可能性はあり得るな。いや、あるいは、その隙間から何かを出したとか。確かにチェーンってのは、えらいシンプルだが、密室を構成するでかい要素だな。だが、密室トリックなんて、およそやり尽くされてるんだ。そこいらの書店で密室ミステリーを数冊買ってくりゃ、どうせビンゴなトリックが見つかるだろうぜ。とにかく、俺には思いつかねえが、どうにかやりくりすりゃ、人間にできないことはないだろうって断言できる。
I still can't think of how Hideyoshi would have been killed though, in the state where he's in the bathroom. Keep trying, Battler.
それはひどい暴論じゃないかい？説明できないのに人間に可能だと断言できるなんてめちゃめちゃだよ。
何がどうめちゃめちゃなんだよ。兄貴たちは何を思考停止してんだよ。一見できなさそうに見えても、どうせできるんだよ。それがお約束ってもんだろうが。
めちゃめちゃなのはバトラの方だぜ。人間にできるってんなら説明してみろよ。できねえだろ？
できなきゃすぐに犯人は魔女ってことで落ち着くのかよ。その論法で言っちまったら、世界中の未解決事件は全部魔女が犯人ってことで決着しちまうぞ。
バトラは問題をすり替えてるし、何も説明してない。マリアたちは人間にはできない。だから人間じゃない存在が犯人。それが魔女だとそう言っている。
I feel like there's a logical fallacy somewhere, but I'm not smart enough to explain this.
なのにバトラは説明できないけど魔女はありえないとか一方的な決めつけで言ってる。
Oh God.
まるで無知な時代の人類のようだね。地球が回ってるはずがない。説明はできないけど、 宙が地球を中心に回ってるんだと言い張る愚か者のよ
う。なんだか気に入らねえ論法だが。つまりお前らはこう言いたいのかよ。人間に可能だと説明できないなら、ベアトリーチェであることを受け入れろってことかよ。
そこまで押し付けているわけではありません。ただ、バトラ様が何を根拠にそのような世まい事を言い出すのかと思いまして。
Sorry, nonsense? Damn.
世まい事って。なあ、俺ってさっきからそんなに変なこと言ってるか？おかしいのは俺なのか？さっきからえれえ不愉快だぞ。
バトラ様、僕は自分が死んだ時、ボイラー室で存在しないはずの19人目に殺されています。それが人間の仕業だと説明できるのですか？あの時、18人の所在は全員がはっきりしていました。にもかかわらず、
その件も劇中で言ってるぜ。例えば、熊沢のばあちゃんだ。カノン君がボイラー室に降りてからすぐ後を追ったと言ってるが、実は嘘かもしれねえ。一緒にボイラー室に入って、不意をついてぶっすり行っちまったのかもしれねえ。あるいは、ボイラー室に踏み込むと、何かのトラップが発動して、例のアイスピックが打ち込まれるように仕掛けられていたのかもしれない。何しろ、焼却炉からはじいさまの遺体の悪臭だ。必ず誰かがやってくるわけだから、仕掛けだけ施せば、犯人はその場を離れ、カノン君の死亡時刻にアリバイを作ることは十分できる。
This is actually something very interesting and true. That it could be possible that someone set up a trap there ahead of time to create an alibi for themselves, but it still doesn't explain why can heard the sound of someone walking through the door.
ボイラー室のトラップってどんなのですか？
そうだよ。あの後、すぐみんながボイラー室に駆けつけた。でもそんな変な仕掛けは見つけられなかったじゃないか。
さようです。バトラ様。どんな仕掛けで、僕は殺されたというのですか？
いや、それはわからねえ。でも、とにかく、何かの仕掛けをうまくやってたな。あるいは、誰かが嘘をついて。こうも考えられるぜ。そもそもあれは、カノン君の自作自演だったとかな？そうだ！自作自演だ！エヴァおばさんたちも自作自演なんだよ。自分で密室を作り、死んだふりをした。
バトラー、お前、さっきから頭大丈夫か？
冷たいお飲み物でもお持ちしましょうか？
そこまで荒れみの目で見られるほど妙なことは言ってねえだろ。俺はあくまでも、トリックを考える上での可能性について言っただけだぜ。それにほら、死者が実は死んでないなんて、推理物のお約束じゃねえかよ。
お約束って？
つまりだ。カノン君が殺された時、確かに俺たち全員の所在ははっきりしていた。そして、熊沢のばあちゃんも嘘はついてないとする。でも、それは生存者だけの話だ。
Right.
もし、死んだふりをして犠牲者に混じり、姿をくらましていた犯人が別行動をしていたとしたら、すべては説明できる。
This is what I was thinking. That someone amongst the initial 6 victims may have been acting as that 19th person. Although I'm not denying the existence of a 19th person, or even Beatrice herself. But let's see how Battler will continue his argument.
つまり、エヴァおばさんたちが犯人だと言いたいわけか？でも、おばさんたちの死亡については、南條先生が医者として判断してるぜ。
Wait, I forgot about this actually. Wait, but it's still explainable that they put someone else's dead body there instead.
そうです。南條先生は、すべての犠牲者について確認しています。もしバトラ様の説を採用するなら、南條先生も犯人、ということになりますか？
そうだな。南條先生が犯人の一味で、嘘の死亡宣告をしていたかもしれないと考えりゃ、話は変わってくるぜ。ほら、これも推理物のお約束じゃねえかよ。
でも南條先生も殺されたよ。
それはだな。そうさ、南條先生は偽装師なんだ。何しろ、南條先生以外に検視ができる奴はいねえし、あの時はもう混乱してる状況下だ。本当に脈が止まってるかなんて、のんびり確かめてる暇もなかったぜ。この論法なら、死者は誰だって歩き回れたことになる。
私たち最初の6人は難しかったんじゃないかと思います。だって、シャッターを閉められた上に、内側からは開けられない南京錠をかけられちゃいましたし。
そうだぜ。その鍵は母さんが預かった。じゃあ、母さんも犯人の一味だってのかよ。
いやいや、最初の6人は無理そうだが、エヴァおばさんたちは外から鍵をかけただけだろ？なら、内側から開けられるし。そうさ、俺たちが部屋を出た後、窓から飛び出して、ボイラー室に先回りしたとか。苦しいか？あるいは、南條先生も検視を誤ったとかな？ほら、自分でも言ってたぜ。検視は誤審率が高いとかって。うまく偽装したとか、身代わり死体を用意したとかで死をごまかしたんだ。方法やトリックはこれから考えるとして、とにかく、19人目を否定することはそう難しいことじゃないんだ。ましてや魔女？それだけは断じてありえない。
バトラがさっきからなんで頑なにみんなの中に犯人がいるようにしたいのかわかんない。つまりバトラは親族の誰かを疑いたいんだよね。
そういうわけじゃねえ。ただ安易に19人目を肯定はできねえし、仮にいたとしても、それは人間だって見地から話を構築すべきであって、それら全部を否定しきった最後の最後で、苦し紛れに出てくるのが魔女だろって話をしたいんだ。魔女なんているわけないだろ。なんでさっきからみんなは、魔女が犯人ってことでひょいひょい納得したがるんだ？そりゃ、身内に殺人犯がいると思いたくねえ家族愛は立派さ。でも、それでごまかしちまっていいのかよ。あれだけ大勢を殺した、憎き犯人を見つけ出したいとは思わねえのかよ。兄貴だって、両親の仇を見つけたいだろ。ジェシカだって、カノン君の仇を、そして、カノン君だって、シャノンちゃんの仇を見つけたいだろ。シャノンちゃんだって、自分を殺したのが誰なのか知りたいはずだ。なんでパーンと全面降伏して、魔女が犯人ってことになっちまうんだよ。お前ら、さっきから何なんだ。
The foolish and short-tempered battler tried to force his ignorance on the others by yelling at them. However, everyone just looked at him, pityingly, silently watching over him. Then, the wise Maria laughed and pointed out Battler's mistake for him.
呆れてるんだよ。バトラはさっきから支離滅裂なことを繰り返しては何かを分かったような気になってるだけ。だからそれで人間にどうやって具体的にはそう聞くと決まってバトラは今は思いつかないけどとか何かの仕掛けでとか抽象的な言葉で逃げたりお茶を濁したり。むしろ知りたいよバトラ。 どうしてベアトリーチェを信じないの？いるのに、どうして？
いねえからだよ。魔女なんか、いねえ。いるわけがねえ。
He was almost like a stubborn child, refusing for no reason. The pitying gaze quietly blanketed Battler, but it didn't reach his stubborn heart.
まるっきり、だだっこのわがままだぜ。
バトラ様、お気持ちはわかりますが。
ベアトリーチェ様はいらっしゃるのです。
バトラ君、どうして信じないんだい？これほどまでに状況証拠は揃ってるのに。
説明できなきゃ全て魔女なんて。俺はそんな論法は認めねえ。どうして電球が明るくなるのか。仕掛けを知らなきゃ全て魔法ってことになるのか？違うだろ！魔法じゃなきゃ説明がつかないことなど存在しない。魔女だの魔法だのってのは思考の放棄だ。兄貴たちはわからねえ事件に屈服して降参しただけなんだ。そうだろ？
やっぱり、バトラだけはどうしても信じないね。誰か一人でも信じなかったら奇跡は起きない。だから、バトラのその猛獰な思い込みを改めさせなきゃ、奇跡が、魔法が完成しないんだよ。
なるほどな。ようやく一端が見えてきたぜ。つまりお前らは、俺に魔女様は存在するって言わせたいんだろ？全員が認めた嘘は真実になる。そういうこったろ。あいにくだな。ここばかりはあいにくだが、そいつは全然ダメだぜ。お断りだ。お前らが俺にそう詰め寄るからこそ、だからこそ全然ダメなんだ。
He's being so childish right now, but I'm rooting for you, Battler.
悪いが、最後の最後で、もう一回チェス盤をひっくり返させてもらうぜ。魔女の存在を俺に認めさせたいなら、一番簡単な方法があるはずさ。それは、人間にはできないから魔女、なんていう遠回しな方法じゃない。魔女が魔法でやってみせた。それを俺に見せるだけの話なんだ。さらにだ。さっきマリアが言ったことが一番墓穴を掘ってる。誰か一人でも信じなかったら、奇跡は起きないってな。真の奇跡は、誰が信じようと信じまいと勝手に起こる。たとえ俺一人が信じなかったとしてもだ。
Damn. This is powerful.
だからこそ、俺が信じれば成立する奇跡も魔法も、そして魔女も、嘘っぱちだってわけさ。
The uneasy mood following Battler's ignorant rant was thoughtfully blown away by a refreshing and light laugh. Whose laugh? Battler was surprised by that voice which he had never heard before. When he looked up at George and Jessica, at Shannon and Kenan and Maria, he noticed that they had suddenly gone respectfully silent. Ooh. Oh my goodness! I'm just a bit shocked right now, still. We didn't see her before the conclusion of episode 1, and we finally see her here?
よい。久しぶりに愉快な人間に出会えたものよ。
お前、誰だ？
招かれた茶会のホストも知らぬか。よいよい。
こちらのお方は、1000年を生きる黄金の魔女、ベアトリーチェ様にあらせられます。
ご機嫌うるわしゅう、ベアトリーチェ様。
バトラ君の暴言を
どうかお許しください。
こいつは頑固です。まだ自分の置かれた状況が分かってなくて。
よいよい。1000年も生きると大抵の魔女は生き飽き、そなたのような気骨ある男も時にはよい。
ベアトリーチェがお姿を現してくれるのはとても光栄なことだよ、バトラー。
I'm just like Battler right now.
こりゃたまげたぜ。そこまでして俺に魔女が19人目が犯人だと思い込ませてえのかよ。ますますに気に入った。だから全然ダメだぜ。お前はマリアたちが主張する魔女ベアトリーチェの幻影というわけだ。そして全員がその存在を信じることでようやく存在を許される。そういう虚構の存在なんだろう。だから俺にも信じさせたい。俺だけが信じないから存在できない。
You know, it's kind of like those stories of like gods and stuff, right? Where the more people they are believing in them, the more powerful they become.
そうなんだろう。
魔に通じぬ凡夫の分際にしては理解力は悪くない。なるほど。どうやらそなたは生まれながらにして魔力に強い抵抗力を持つらしいな。我ら魔女の天敵をどう逆さに振るってみせようとも決して我らを信じない。だから魔法が及ばない。お前のその態度にも納得がいこうというものよ。
何を言ってやがるかさっぱりだぜ。わざわざお姿まで表してもらって恐縮だが、俺はお前さんの存在なんてこれっぽっちも信じやしないぜ。確かにこの2日間妙なことは何度か起こった。さっきマリアに言われた通り、俺はそれら全てにトリックの説明がつけられると思っているが、だからといって屈するわけじゃない。俺は兄貴たちとは違うぜ。説明できないから魔女の仕業だなんて論法には絶対ならねえぜ。
ますますに気に入ったぞ。お前は屈服させがいがある。お前のような男にこそ我が名を称えさせてみせたいぞ。お前のような男にこそつま先にキスをさせてみたいものよ。
寝言言いたきゃ好きなだけ言ってろ。俺はお前なんか否定してやるぜ。全ての出来事人間とトリックで説明してやる。そこには一遍たりとも魔女も魔法も入り込む余地はね
え。よい。それでこそ1000年の退屈も紛れるというものよ。ならば聞こう。お前は先ほどエヴァたちを殺すのに扉の隙間を利用すればよいと言ったな。人間とトリックでどう殺してみせるのか。
いきなり一番辛いところから切り込んできやがったな。ってことはこのトリックが一番の自信作ってことなんだろ。真犯人さんよ。
What? Beatrice shook her golden pipe, and 7 colors of gentle smoke trailed out of the end. The smoke quickly obscured the surroundings, and they were suddenly in the hallway of the mansion. In front of their eyes, a slightly opened door, secured by a chain. Yes, it was the entrance to the room where Eva and Hideyoshi had been killed.
便利じゃねえかよ。
さて、このわずかな隙間からどうして見せるのか、バトラとなる。
多分アイスピックを打ち出せる射出機があるんだ。そいつを使って。
その隙間からは見えぬベッドの上のエヴァをどう狙うのか。そしてバスルームにこもり扉を閉めた秀吉をどう狙うのか。
隙間はある。何か方法があるはずなんだ。
お前に思いつかぬならわらわがやってみせてもよいぞ。
ほう、魔女様ならどうやって見せるってんだよ。お手並みを拝見してやろうじゃねえか。
バトラ、ベアトリーチェに口の利き方が存在。
よいよい、愉快な男よ。それでこそ屈服させる楽しみが増すというものよ。
そんなに俺につま先にキスをさせてえかよ。俺が降参したらな。だが見てろ、きっと俺がこのトリックを暴いて逆にてめえを俺のケツにキスさせてやるぜ。
愉快な男よ。覚えておこうぞ。弱き魔女は力を得るために悪魔の尻にキスをする。それを超える屈服の誓いはないからな。そこまで言わせたからこそわらわはお前を屈服させてみたくなる。
I feel like Battler just put himself in a very dangerous position. Paying no mind to Battler's crude ranting, Beatrice once again waved her golden pipe. Yes, for that golden pipe was her precious magic wand.
さあさあおいでなさいな、子供たち。
Didn't she have a golden staff? I wonder what it is.
我こそ煉獄の案内人、大罪を許せし七つの悔いをもて。
Guided by those magic words, which sounded like a psalm, 7 sticks gathered. They were the sticks of the 7 demons, symbolizing the deadly sins of sinful people. Huh.
ベルゼブブにアスモデウス。
Now these, I remember, were the demons, the name of the ice picks, right, of the sticks that stabbed the Eva and Hideyoshi.
さあさあ、罪を許しなさい。罪人の魂を解放なさい。
The sticks of Beelzebub and Asmodeus responded to Beatrice's call. The 2 demonic sticks burst into motion like billiard balls struck by a cue and were sucked in through the crack of the door. Then came the sound of them deflecting repeatedly off the walls of the room, making a sound like a woodpecker. And finally, a pleasant sound could be heard. It was a small, satisfying sound, like the one heard when someone is chopping firewood and the falling axe neatly and easily slices through the wood. Now I remember that sound because it's the same sound that we heard when Kennen was stabbed. Now this does lend credibility to the existence of Beatrice. I mean, she's standing right in front of me, but I still can't tell what's real and what's not. What if this is all just a dream? It was the sound of the 2 sticks burying themselves deep into Eva and Hideyoshi's foreheads.
ど真ん中というところよ。見てみるか。
They had definitely heard 2 sounds like someone's forehead being split open. Battler wasn't permitted to see it since he was on the other side of the door. But those 2 had died again, and this second time, they lay not an inch apart from where they had lain the last time, with the exact same blood spray as before.
バカ野郎。 そんなめちゃくちゃで殺せてたまるかよ。
殺せるとも。このように殺せるとも。
Suddenly, they were no longer in the hall, but seated at the tea party they had started from. Oh! What? Everyone but Battler was sitting meekly, but Cannon was moaning, fresh blood dangling from his mouth. What? Such bad manners for a tea party. Satan's stake was buried deep into Cannon's chest. So he has to die a second time?
カノン君。カノン君。くそー。
Battler was the only one getting agitated. George, Jessica, Shannon, everyone else was meekly hanging their heads like students being told off by their teacher.
カノンはさまつな怒りにとらわれ、わらわの宴を乱そうとした。怒りにとらわれやすいのがお前の大罪よ。
So I guess Satan is, anger? Wait, I can't remember what the 7 sins are.
清め、悔いてやり直すがいい。
ベアトリーチェ様、どうかお許しください。カノ君は十分に反省したと思います。
よい、わらわは敬う者に寛大である。
You know, would it be wild if this entire sequence from the beginning till now and maybe to the future has been repeating for, in fact, 1,000 years since Beatrice was first popped into existence? That would be wild indeed.
ふざけるな！こんな三本芝居で俺がお前の存在を認めると思うなよ。何が1000年を生きた魔女だ。てめえのトリックなんざ1000年じゃねえ。せいぜい100年程度のミステリー界が作ったお約束の累積上にあるだけだ。魔法なんかじゃねえ。断じてねえ。事件の全ては人間とトリックで説明がつく。
我が1000年を人間どもの100年で語るか。よいよい。だからこそわらわはお前を気に入る。
愚かなバトラ
ー。よすんだ、バトラ君。ベアトリーチェ様に逆らっちゃいけない。
Oh? Why can't they speak? Oh? Shannon started moaning, holding her cheek. Maybe she had a toothache. No, I think she's gonna die the same way she died in the first time, huh? But it didn't look anything like a toothache. A slight redness spread across the cheek Shannon was holding. It looked like that redness was causing Shannon unbearable pain. She started to press her nails into her cheek, and drops of sweat appeared all over her body.
シャロン！シャロン！
Oh no.
しっかり！しっかり！どうしたってんだよ！くそ！なんなんだこりゃ！この赤いのは！
It expanded rapidly, covering half of Shannon's face. Then the stupid dunce Battler finally realized.
頼む！バトラ君！ベアトリーチェ様を信じてくれ！故障だから！君が信じないから！信じないから！魔法が解けてしまう！
Oh, I see. Is this the Golden Land? Where the... Oh, wait. Okay, so... This Shannon is not real. That canon is not real. But, Maria still doesn't have a mother's love here, so I don't know. Wait, that was kind of harsh. Maria doesn't have a mother's love. Okay, anyway. Ooh. For the first time in his life, Bettler heard that sound like a pomegranate splitting. The red spray even landed on Bettler's face. How sad. Shannon's face had been split in half, and her last horrible moments in that storehouse had been repeated once again.
Shadow! Shadow!くそやめろやめろやめろシャを恥ずかしめるなシャを恥ずかしめるな
This time, red patterns began to spread across George's entire body. It was like the beautiful cloud drawn by milk when it is poured into black tea. They slowly spread out and extended across his entire body. As they grew more saturated in color, they seemed to give George increasingly greater pain. Looking at those bizarre patterns, Bettler was petrified as he frantically thought with his pitifully clumsy imagination. Now, I know, this is probably Maria narrating, and maybe this is from her notebook. About the nature of the strange deaths that George and the others had experienced. Before long, that redness reached the nearby Jessica as well.
やめろやめろやめろ兄貴が何をしたジェシカが何をしたもうやめろ
パトラ魔女なんかにくじけるんじゃねえぜ否定しろぶっ消してやれこいつは誰か一人でも否定する限り存在できない幻影なんだ
大丈夫かジェシカ兄貴
Uh-oh. George was no longer shaped like a person. He looked like the pile of leftover meat after the good, delicious meat has been scraped off to be cooked. The only traces left of his time as a human were the shape of his lower jaw and rib cage. The lower jaw, or at least one of the jaw that the police found of Maria, was left, right? Well, I don't know if this means anything, but I'll keep this in mind. And it was clear that Jessica, who was covered with a steadily strengthening redness, was approaching the same fate.
バトラ、早くベアトリーチェを信じて。じゃないとみんなの魔法が解けてしまう。
マリア、お前も全身に。
わらわは魔法で全ての死者を蘇らせる。でもお前が信じない限り、それは真の力を持たない。もっともお前ほどの男がこの程度のことで屈服することはあるまい。
パトラ、私たちは身内を疑いたくなかった。現実から目をそらしたから魔女に屈してしまった。でもパトラなら魔女になんか屈しない。
This is horrible to listen to.
Jessica!
Ooh.
Jessica!
How sad. Jessica met the same end. Just like George, she ended up like a butcher's leftovers. Broken apart, melted, and all mixed up, so you couldn't tell which was George and which was Jessica anymore.
バトラ、泣かないで。ベアトリーチェは死者を何度でも蘇らせてくれるよ。だから悲しくないよ。だから死んでも平気。
The redness began eating into the whole of Maria's body. When he saw this, the foolish battler screamed out loud.
てめえは許さねえ。絶対に許さねえ。何が魔女だ、何が魔法だ。俺は全身全霊をかけてお前を否定してやるぞ。何が何でもてめえを認めるわけにはいかねえ。俺をここまで敵に回しやがった以上、絶対にてめえだけは許さねえ。
Well said, battler.
許さねえ、許さねえ、絶対許さねえ。よくもこの後ろ宮バトラーを敵に回しやがった。何が何でも貴様を否定してやるぞ。どんな不可解だろうと全部人間で説明してやる。てめえをこの世から細胞のひとかけらまで残さず消し去ってやる。
Oh? Is this... What is this? Oh goodness! I feel like I should have expected that. Why am I always not prepared? Ooh. This is scary.
よく
Oh
ぞ言ったぞ
goodness.
バトラとやら。それでこそ我が千年の退屈も紛れるというもの。
This is kind of creepy because she's referring to us. Well, no, not to us, but she's referring to Battler in quotations.
さあ説明するがいい。人間とトリックとやらで説明してみせるがいい。そして人間の身の程を知るがいい。我が千年を人間どもが気づいたとかいう100年で太刀打ちできるか試してみるがいい。それでこそお前を屈服させる楽しみが増すというものよ。さあ聞こう。バトラとやらマリアの手紙は、6人の殺し方は、シャッターは、レシートの封印は、チェーンの密室は、カノンのボイラー室は、源氏たちの客間は、夏日の自殺は、碑文の謎は、隠された黄金のありかは、さあバトラとやら人間の力を見せてもらおうではないか。
See, here she doesn't refer to Battler in quotations. Whoa, whoa. Oh. What? New elements. From the title screen. Welcome to the tea party of the unhuman. Oh, this is getting scary. Well, not that it wasn't scary before, but it's getting scary. Oh? Wait. The tea party only has one episode. This is creepy. Oh.
次は何の紅茶を入れようか。古今のありとあらゆる名茶を披露しようぞ。
What?
梅干し紅茶。梅干しは1パック200円のやつよ。
千年紅茶をたしなんだが、そのようなものは知らん。つくづくこの世は生き飽きぬものよ。
ベアト、そんなにも敵意をむき出しにしなくてもいいわ。私は単なる旅の魔女。あなたの領地のルールを犯しに来たつもりはないわ。
敵意などみじんも。伝説の魔女ベルンカステル教に粗相がないか気が気でならぬだけよ。
誤解があるわね。私は無力よ。あなたのように一人を100殺す恐ろしい力を持った魔女の前には全くの無力。
その無力な魔女殿が何人たりとも寄せ付けぬ力をお持ちなのだから恐れ入る。かの大魔女ラムダデルタ教を短期にて退けられたのだから。
コンクラベに勝っただけよ。あの子が飽きただけのこと。
ラムダデルタ教はそうは言ってなかったがな。過ぎた謙遜はかえって醜くもあるぞ、ベルンカステル教。
あの子は恐ろしい力を持って一人を必ず殺す力。しかしこの世に必ずは存在しない。1をいくら割ろうとも決してゼロにはできぬように、あの子はそれを限りなくゼロに近づけ、限りなく絶対を生み出す力を持つ。あんな恐ろしい魔女と戦うのは二度とごめんよ。
Which girl?
しかしそなたはゼロでない限り必ず成就させる力を持つ。この世に必ずは存在しないとのたまう今日ご自身が必ずの力をお持ちでおられる。恐ろしい恐ろしい。
一人を無限に殺す力。私はあなたの方が恐ろしいけれども。
ご冗談を。そなたから見ればこんなのはさまつな力。褒めても何も出ぬとはまさにこのこと。
世辞は滞在費代わりに、私はかけらを渡り退屈から逃れ続ける逃亡の旅人。あなたが面白そうなことを始めたと聞いたからやってきただけのこと。あなたが面白くなくなったら勝手に出ていくからご心配なく。
大ベルンカステル教にご降覧いただけ、このベアトリーチェ強烈至極に存じるぞ。してご感想を。
ラムダデルタはとても残酷で恐ろしいけれど理解できる子だった。あなたは一見慈しみがあるけれども全く理解できない。だからあの子よりずっと恐ろしい。
気まぐれなのは我が勝負。許すがいい。それに気まぐれなる妻の目に運命を託すはベルンカステル教も好まれることだったのでは。
私は才を振るときはっきりと出したい目がある。あなたとは違う。でもあなたにとってはすべての目があなたの手のひらを出ない。そしてどの目であってもあなたの期待を裏切らない。サイコロが何の目を見せようとも必ずあなたは満足する。その意味においてあなたは私をはるかに凌駕する。あなたとだけは戦いたくないわ。あなたの中にはゼロしかない。だから
私の力ではあなたから勝機を得られない。
This is all very confusing right now.
最悪の相性よ。ラムダデルタなら逆に相性がいいのかしら。あなたの無限を殺せるでしょうから。
やはり紅茶を飲むなら魔女とに限る。退屈しない。
ならよかったわ。退屈は私を殺す唯一の毒なの。だから私を殺さないでね。無限の魔女ベアトリーチェ卿。
Endless Witch?
それがお望みならこのベアトリーチェ、さらに楽しませてお見せしましょう。ならすぐにでも次のチェス盤をお持ちした方がよろしいか。そなたにはどうも紅茶よりも次なる物語の方がおかわりにふさわしいらしい。しばし待たれよ。
The way they appear and reappear
あ
is
な
kind
た
of
も
weird.
厄介なのに好かれたようね。力を貸してあげたいのは山々だけれど、聞いての通りあの子の力と私の力では相性が悪いの。
Did she just turn to look at us?
おあいにくね。でもさすがに気の毒だから少しだけ力を貸してあげるの。まずあの子のことベアトリーチェという名の存在を持っているけれども、だからといってそれは一個体の女性とは限らない。意味がわかる？つまりあれは人間の誰かじゃない。この世界のルールが擬人化した存在だということ。あの子を倒すにはこの世界のルールを暴き、それを解きほぐさなければならない。それは例えるならルールを知らないチェスを観戦しながら学んでいくようなもの。まずはチェス盤を見渡しなさい。そして駒の動きと役割に気づきなさい。そしてあの子のゲームの勝利条件を探りなさい。
This is going over my head a bit, but I guess the conditions required to win would be the epitaph and the motives for the murder, maybe? And of course, the pieces and their movements are the 18 or 19 people.
それらが暴けた時、そこにあの子の心臓がさらけ出される。あとは引き裂くも握りつぶすも思いのまま。私も気前がいいわね。かつて人の身だった頃、私はたったこれだけのことを気づくのに100年をかけたのに、これはベアトに囚われた哀れなあなたへのささやかな選別、さながら一本のスプーン。スプーンはスープを飲むのに使うだけじゃない。あなたを閉じ込める赤狼を掘り抜き、魔女の目玉をえぐる武器にもなる。もちろん永遠の赤狼の中で水のようなスープを延々とすすり続けるのにも使えるだろうけど、勘違いしないでほしいのは、私はあなたの味方のつもりはないということ。あなたに感情移入はするけれど、あなたの手助けはしない。あなたがテレビの前でその向こうの人物にいくらエールを送っても届かないのに似てるわ。だから私が魔女だってわかるでしょ。 私はベアトがこれから紡ぐ無限の物語を飽きるまで楽しむつもり。でもきっとそれじゃ飽きちゃうから。だからあなたに力を貸すの。私が飽きないために。私は世界で一番残酷な魔女なの。どんな相手でも絶対に屈服させる無限の魔女ベアトリーチェであってもね。お前は私の駒よ。せいぜい頑張りなさい。あの子の目を盗んで時折助言を与えるわ。私を退屈させないでね。
New game board. The next episode has been unlocked. New elements added. Ah, yeah. Oh, it's looking very, very different. So, like I thought, the chessboard that they are talking about is going to be each episode. And it's starting to really feel like the humans are just at the whims of the witch. Well, let's look at characters. Oh, episode 1. So there are gonna be more characters? Let's take a look. Human side. Witch side. Oh. There's execute and resurrect, but let's take a look at this first. Beatrice, the golden witch who has lived for 1,000 years. She has already surpassed the limits of humans, and it is said that she will appear in response to humans' summons, just as demons do, to lend them her power for a price. Likes black tea and ice cream, hates boredom and those who deny her existence. A power, according to... let me try and pronounce her name. Kenstel? According to her, Beatrice is the endless witch, so I guess a power must have something to do with endlessness or infinity. As for her, she is the witch of fragments who has lived for 1,000 years. It is said that she lives in a world where concepts like fate and possibility can be made visible. Observes the fates of humans and sometimes interferes. In other words, sometimes she is you and is also your only friend. Understand? Likes wine and spicy foods, hates boredom and those who never learn. In other words, sometimes she is you and is also your only friend. I don't get this. Execute? Oh! What? Wait, what happened here? I feel like I did something wrong. By continuing to think, I live on for all eternity. In other words, if I stop thinking, I can die at any time. However, I can revive whenever I want if I start thinking again. So I'm fickle and inconstant. I live as I like, die as I like, revive as I like. Resurrects. Huh. I hope this doesn't have any actual impact on the game, because I'm gonna keep executing and resurrecting them. Just to read. It is futile for a human like yourself to dream of killing me. Even if you fire bullets at me, they will merely bounce back as though by a mirror and strike you down. I wonder if that's how Natsuhi went. However, there is one single way to kill me. You grasp this method in the palm of your hand. I doubt a mediocre fool like you could ever do it, of course. And she laughs just like Maria. You grasp this method in the palm of my hand. Is the you battler? If that's the case, perhaps that way is really just to deny her existence. Or maybe something more extreme, considering denying her existence alone didn't kill anyone. I mean, kill her. let's resurrect you again. The human side. Beatrice is on the human side too. Oh, I didn't get to read Natsuhi's. Found shot to death in front of the witch's portrait. How impudent of her to challenge a witch with nothing but a mere gun. Of course she'd end up like this. Let's see. Missing. Right, because the children are all missing. Well, except Maria's jaw was found. Even though she was given a precious invitation to the Golden Land, a single idiot refused to believe in the witch and all of the magic went away. Afterwards, she was chewed to bits by demons and went to hell. Let me resurrect all of them. I feel bad leaving them in the executed state. Missing. Even though he was finally reunited with everyone and all were getting along so well in the Golden Land, all of the magic was spoiled thanks to a stubborn idiot. Afterwards, he was chewed to the bone by demons and went to hell. Okay, I get it. So, the Golden Land was where the tea party was held. And the explanation, or the way they described their body as if being left over pieces of meat, is, I guess, them after being chewed to the bone by demons. Let's resurrect him too. Let's see. Let's see this, guys. Missing. The fool who spoiled the world where everyone could have been happy. Beatrice is very angry, but for some reason she looks like she's having a lot of fun. Almost as if he's the first fun new toy she's had in 1,000 years. If only this idiot could just hurry up and see you like the rest. Okay, resurrect. And Maria's one? Missing. Okay, nothing to add there. Nanjo's... On the 7th twilight, gouge the knee and kill. Well, let me resurrect him. I guess... nothing else. And Kumasawa should be... yes, gouge the leg and kill. Okay, I think that's all. So wow, I didn't expect that. We have new characters, and honestly, the fact that Beatrice is here and that other witch is here kind of it suggests that the witches are real. Am I just denying them like Battler right now?
お前ら、さっきから聞いてりゃ、何を思考停止してんだ？なんで魔女の仕業ってことで決まってんだよ。